Okay guys, welcome to my series of videos of some essential skills that you need to play your best golf. Really hope you enjoy the series. The first skill that we're going to look at is left hand grip. How do we put the left hand on the golf club to enable us to perform at our best, to be able to control the forces and some of the torques and twists that we put on the golf club throughout our golf swing. It's essential that we have a really good sound grip. So I'm going to talk you through how to get that done. So from my teaching in the last few months, I've had a lot of you guys coming in to see me to sharpen your game up for the new season. The left-hand grip, I would say in every lesson, virtually every lesson, I'm having to change it somewhat for you guys to be able to play your best golf. Four main reasons why we have to form a solid foundation with a left-hand grip: to create an angle during the backswing, okay, between the shaft and the lead arm here, to create some speed. The second reason is because the club is moving upward and downward in our golf swing. In the backswing, we're moving the club up, and in the downswing, this club is starting to unhinge back down to the golf ball. The third reason is to control the club face. So there's a relationship between your lead hand and where the face is aligned for us to be able to hit the ball in the direction that we want. And the fourth reason is to control the twisting around the shaft for the strength and mobility in our wrist. The first and the most important part for me is actually the placement in the hand this way. I'm going to teach you now how to get this locked in all the time. Now, the problem that we have with hitting golf shots is when we sole the club on the ground, so that is at a dress position, you see that the club is coming up at an angle diagonally to us. The biggest problem I see with players is they get their grip too much in the palm of their hand. Unfortunately, this is going to make it really tough for us to get this club up, to get any sort of angle between the lead arm and the shaft here to create some speed. You can already see, to lift the club up, that my arms are starting to bend. So this is one of the things that I see in lessons. The other problem that we have is the relationship between the lead wrist and the club face is going to give us a very open condition. So what I mean by that is you're more than likely to have the club face open to the arc. So if you're starting to struggle with some contacts and fats and thins, starting the ball right of your target is the first place that I'd want you to have a look at. Okay, so how to create this grip? Put your hand out straight in front of you like I'm doing here, like a stop police, hand right in front in a sort of neutral position like I've got here. So you've got the fingers pointing up around about 10 o'clock and the thumb around 2 o'clock this way. And then what I want you to be able to do is when we get in this club, we're going to bring this club up to us, straight in front of us. Now, an important part here is the scoring lines on the face, the grooves here. When we bring this club up to ourselves this way, I want all of these grooves to be pointing up straight towards us. I don't go by their leading edge, because when you get to the short iron, some leading edges have a bit of a rounded profile to them. So if we go with the scoring lines, it's a much easier way to do this. So we get the scoring lines pointing straight out to us, and we have this stop police hand position here. I quite like that analogy there. What I want you to do here is I want you to push your hand and put this right up underneath, right up against the base of the hand here. So if we have a look closely here, you can see that this club is right at the base of my palm, right towards my knuckles here. Okay, so still in the same position here. What I want you to do is the last three fingers, I want you to grip this golf club this way. Okay, we're going to still keep the thumb and the forefinger, the thumb and the index finger pointing out this way. Okay. So as you can see here, this club is now in relationship to my fingers. It's almost 90 degrees. And don't worry too much when you're taking the hold here, whereabouts you have it on the grip. At this point, it's kind of in the middle of the grip. I can move this around as I need to going through. So we're going to just, again, stop police, okay, out in front, get that on the base of the knuckle scoring lines to me. And then the last three fingers, I'm going to build that over this way. So as we can see here, I've now got like a gun shape here with my thumb pointing up this way. So the more that you have your fingers at 90 degrees to this grip, okay, the more, as you can see here, the more I have these fingers at 90 degrees to the shaft line in the grip, this is going to greatly help the amount of hinge and then the angle between my lead arm here and the shaft. This is going to help me get this angle up here so I can start to accumulate some power up in the backswing. One of the problems I'd have if my grip was too diagonal this way, more in the palm, is that one of the ways that I could get this club some angle to the shaft and the lead arm in the backswing is actually by extending my lead wrist this way. So when I extend my lead wrist, as you can see here, it's putting a twist on the shaft. It's spinning the shaft around itself. It's actually making the toe turn to your left as you're watching, okay? So if I start to extend this wrist this way, that's going to open the face. So one of the things that you see at the top, if this toe is pointing down and your lead wrist is extended or cupped, and this toe is pointing down, okay, this means that the club face is open to the arc this way. And this is one of the things, if this toe is drooping down, this is the first place that I look at is, have I got this grip too much in the palm? Okay, have I got that thing way up in the palm? Again, to recap that, hand out in front, stop police. We're gonna then put the grip, get the scoring lines pointing straight to us, roll the last 3 fingers around this way, and then your last effort as we get those fingers across the shaft this way, we're then gonna just roll that thumb and make like a trigger finger. Okay, so you can see here that it's a different profile to the others. It's got a bit of a sticking out, bulges out a little bit, so it's more like a trigger finger, and then the thumb, okay, is gonna sit on the top, just to the side of the grip this way. So you can see here, okay, out in the hand, the last 3 fingers, little trigger finger, so it's a different profile, and then the thumb, like a thumbprint on the top. If I was taking a thumbprint, again, if I was going to the police station for being naughty, put my thumbprint into their machine, that's where I want that to be, on the top there. That's the left hand placement, so we can get the most amount of hinge in the backswing without opening the face. That's that dialed in perfectly. Okay, so the next part is to talk about the heel pad of the left hand, or the posh word for it, the hypothenial eminence. What the hell is that? Okay, that's this part of the hand here. Okay, this is your hypothenial eminence. This is what we call the heel pad. This is really important in the golf swing because this is going to act like a support mechanism for the club, for a lever for us to be able to lift the club up in the backswing, and then to control the uncocking of the wrist and the downward force on the way down. And if you guys are wearing your gloves out at this part here, you need to pay particular attention to this part of this video. So when we've got the club placed in our hand with the fingers at 90, we've got a trigger finger and thumbprint set on, the hypothenial eminence here, which is the heel pad, should sit on the top. So during the backswing, we're applying a vertical force. The club is hinging up. We're applying a vertical force this way, and in the downswing there is an actual uncocking of the wrist downwards this way. So once you've got your club placed correctly in the hands, so the hypothenial eminence is sat on the top, your heel pad, what I want you to do is have the club out in front of you this way, and I want you to almost cast your fishing rod down to about, don't throw it too hard, don't hurt yourself, but I want you to kind of throw it down to about waist high, and you should feel the grip run into that heel pad, hypothenial eminence there. And then that means we've got good control. As that club's working down, that club is actually starting to unhinge, and we need to have good control. If you feel it slip in your hand this way, so you start to feel it slip, I turn around this way and you start to see it kind of go that way, you rub against the glove, you're too far in the palm that way. If we're not controlling that well, the club is going to start to become unstable and the arc is start to widen, and that's going to really affect your ball striking in a negative way. Okay, so the third piece of this is to talk about the relationship between the lead wrist here, the back of the left hand, and this club face. What should this club face look like? Okay, how do I know when my grip is correctly aligned to the face here? How does it control my shot shape? It's a very good question. I think that there's no one size fits all for this. You'll see if you go to the PGA Tour events, you'll see Jordan Spieth with a what we would call traditionally a very weak grip, with the thumb more sitting on the top here, with the back of the left hand turned much more out to the target. And then you might see the ex-Ryder Cup captain Zach Johnson with a grip that's turned over much more this way. You see a lot more of the back of the hand this way. So it can get quite confusing. What is the right way to hold it? Well, this is salt to the taste, in my opinion. I think I have a preference for you guys, and I think what I'm going to start with that is where would I want to look to begin with. And I think a really good way to do that is when we've got the placement right, as we've been through in the previous steps of this video, is a little experiment to see where we should be for us to be able to deliver the club face correctly to the golf ball to get it to where we want to be. pop the club up this way and try and make sure, if you've got a watch on, I haven't at this point, but I'm going to try and make sure our left wrist is flat. So at this point, what you can actually do is stick a club card into your glove here, or you can imagine your watch face in the glove strap here. We're going to just try and get that flat, so almost like we could run a table across that. And then as we can see, what I'm looking for at this particular point here is there to be a little bit of toe away. Okay, so you can see that the grooves here, or the club face, are not perfectly in line with my lead wrist here. That's going to give you the best way to, for my preference, is not have the face too open in the swing, so we have to put some late closing torques in a manner around this way, and then also around the shaft this way. It's a lot easier for me, I think, from my experience of teaching people. We get that in a slightly stronger position. You're going to start to deliver that club face much more athletically and be able to square the face much better. 3 real strong points there for the lead hand grip. The fourth one is almost like a continuation of the last one that I've done with the alignment of the face. Now, in the golf swing, I don't care who you are, the club face, there's a lot of talk about the face being square. I heard this a lot on the golf commentary over the weekends, that the face is closed, the face is square, the player is being able to hold off on the way down to keep that face square, and all the way through impact keep control of that face. It's absolutely nonsense. I don't care what player it is, that club face is 100% open in the downswing. There is always going to be, and it's not a debate, there are always going to be some closing necessary, some closing torques necessary throughout the downswing. But we've got to get you guys gripping it in a manner that you can do that with the range of motion that you've got in your wrist, and more importantly, the strength that you would have. The closing torques in the downswing would be around the shafts this way. Okay, now if we get that grip turned this way too much, okay, so the patch of the glove is too straight, the thumb is sitting on the top here, I have to really work hard. I'm starting to run out of mobility of my wrist here. When my wrist goes into flexion, really struggling to turn that face as much. If I now move this over, and as you might be able to see here, a really great way of gauging this is to draw a dot on your glove here. So right on the top of your wrist dimple, if you feel for that, almost like you're feeling for a pulse. We draw a dot there and we line that up in the center of the shaft. You can start to see here that you've got a lot more range of motion in that wrist there than if I had the thumb sitting on the top. So a common theme that I see with a lot of golfers, they will have the thumb directly on the top of the shaft this way. I really want you guys to look at that and try and get the thumb slightly to the side of the grip here, and that's going to give us the most amount of closing, twisting around the shaft for moderately strength wrists and moderate mobilities within that lead wrist. So okay guys, that's the left hand grip. How to grip that properly is a super important skill for us to be able to hit the golf ball solid and control the club face and hit the ball in the direction that we want to. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please feel free to leave me some comments below. Any questions at all and you feel like this is something that's really inhibiting your game, please drop me a line. I'll be more than happy to help try and get you booked into the lesson tee. Really hope to see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.